Hello, another review. This is another DVD one. This is John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars from 2001. I'm going to be honest here, a lot of people don't like this film. They credit bad acting, poor storytelling, storyline, the way it's cut, put together. It's not classed by a lot of John Carpenter's fans, a lot of people out there, as one of his best films. Now I'm going to stop there, because for me this is a guilty pleasure. I absolutely love this film. And I saw it many years ago. Actually, it's probably about 10 years ago now, maybe a bit more. I saw this. I can only assume it went to DVD and TV, etc. very quickly, because it didn't do very well at the box office. I think it made about half of what was spent on the budget, as I recall. You can probably find that information on the internet if you were that interested in that. But where was I? Yeah, I saw this on TV, and I've got a quite obsession with Mars. I really like a lot of things to do with Mars. There's also a lot of rubbish, a lot of crap, both book-wise and film-wise, to do with Mars. But there's some gems out there, as you may well know. And one of the other things that I love is the Michael Moorcock Warrior of Mars series, known in America as Cain of Mars. Check it out if you don't know about it or you haven't read it and you're interested in Mars. Anyway, I saw this on TV. I just happened across it, actually, as I recall. And I was like, oh, what is this? Because it was quite a dark... they were trying to build some atmosphere at the start. It slowly sucked me into it. And I really enjoyed it. And I think... I either clicked record on the recordable DVD player and I missed a tiny bit at the start, or I'd record it on one of the Plus channels. Anyway, I had it on my own disc, and it wasn't until a few years ago I bought it on DVD for £3. So I've got my permanent DVD copy there. I'm going to sit it there. Probably won't be able to see it, but it's there for now. Yes, so it's John Carpenter film, 2001. I have notes, so I'll just, you know. Again, one of his lesser known movies. So the story is, it starts off on Mars, and it starts off, I think it starts off in Chryse, a town called Chryse, or a city called Chryse on Mars. And there's a hearing going on for a police officer, and she comes in. And basically the story is they were sent to pick up a prisoner and transport a prisoner back to Chryse. And it starts there, and then it flashes back, and it comes back and forth, not very often, but it comes back and forth between her describing things and what actually happened. And the way it's set in Mars is in the future, and it's set in the second half of the 22nd century. And Mars is about 84% terraformed. If you don't know what terraformed is, a brief description is you take a planet that is not habitable by human life or life in general, and a short description is you make it that way over a period of time. A lot to do with science and changing the atmosphere, and there's a lot more into it. If you really want to know what it is and you're not sure, go and look it up on the internet, because a proper description would take a while, but in a nutshell that's what it is. And so the Martian society there is it's matriarchal, with women in most positions of authority, and that tends to be missed by certainly a lot of guys I know that watch this. And I quite like the fact that it's got a strong female character, very strong female characters in it. And there's several of them, and actually when she's at the hearing, skip the camera, the lead judge, or the person that's inducting the, yeah, we'll say judge for now, the judge at the hearing. Sorry, it's late and I'm tired, as it always is when I tend to make videos. She's female, etc. Anyway, I think that's a good thing in all books and films. So a team of police are sent to pick up a prisoner from a remote mining town on Mars and transform him. Oh, that's how tired I am. Transport him back to the town or city of Chryse. They take a train into the town. When they get to the town, don't worry, I'm not going to give too many spoilers away, but I need to give you an overview of the story. All the people in the town appear to be missing, except for they go to the prison block, and the prisoner, called Desolation Williams, who they've gone to pick up, played by Ice Cube, is the only person that's still alive, and he's sort of in isolation in a prison cell. And there are one or two other prisoners that are fine as well, because they're locked away. And they sort of discover in some of the other buildings dead bodies that are hung upside down with that have been decapitated, and there's sort of blood everywhere and stuff like that. And how's this happened, etc. And I'm going to leave it there for that that's telling of the main story, because you're going to watch it yourself, because from there and the action happens and it goes into more of it. But the reason it's called Ghosts of Mars, they're having an archaeological dig in a nearby mine that's not actually in the mining city they've gone to pick up Desolation Williams from, and they've broken into a chamber, and something's come out, and it's basically the essence of these spirits. You can only assume, there's no description of it, which I always like that left out mystery kind of thing of Martians, and they start going into people, so they start taking over people's bodies, and it sort of takes off from there. Again, I'm going to leave it there with that bit, because too much more and you start going into spoilers. So it sort of released those spirits onto the surface of Mars, and it's got quite a few famous actors in it. You heard me mention Ice Cube, the rapper / actor. I happen to like Ice Cube, strangely enough. There's a few films he's in that I like, and I think a lot of reason people don't like this film is cheesy dialogue, but it's quite cheesy, but I think at the end of the day, you like something or you don't, regardless of whether it's cheesy or not. I normally claim to hate cheesy things, but there are a few cheesy things that I do like. Other actors are Jason Statham in one of his earlier roles, before he was in the much larger roles. I think this is not too long after. It's after or before Snatch. It's either not too long before or not too long after he's recently done filmed Snatch. He's playing one of the police officers. And who else is in it? I didn't list down the other names because I thought I was going to remember them. Quite clearly I haven't. The lead role is the female character who... Actually, it might be on the box. That's a good thought. Natasha Henstridge playing the lead role as Melanie Ballard, headstrong police lieutenant on Mars. Yes. Oh, the year 2025. There you go. I should have just read the. I should have read the book, shouldn't I? Yes. Pam Grier, Jackie Brown, Jason Statham, Claire Duvall from Identity. Yeah. And there's a little subtitle down there. It's their planet, we're the aliens. And I think you can sort of get the gist from that. They're not very happy. Quite clearly, they've hung people upside down, decapitated them. But, yeah. I think if you want something you don't want to take too seriously, something that's a bit of fun, you know, something relatively sci-fi. To be honest, it's an action film that's set on Mars. It's got that bit of mystery at first. What's happened? And initially, when I first saw that, I really liked it. Obviously, now I've seen it a few times, it doesn't quite have the same effect. But it's got this really sort of it's got something to it I just like it, and a lot of people hate it, and well, I don't really care. You either like something or you don't. You know, you can have a lot of things in common with people, and there's a few things you're not going to have everything in common with them. It's worth checking out. I'm sure you can pick it up fairly cheaply. Just for I like to watch it. I come home from work, maybe at the weekend. It's getting fairly late. I've ordered a pizza. What film I stick on? And once in a blue moon, I'll stick Ghost of Mars on. And, you know, that's how I like to watch this film. So, I think without giving too many other spoilers away, I think I've given you enough information there. Hopefully, this might help you to go and watch it. There's enough negative reviews out there. Hopefully you stumbled across this more positive one. So that is John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars.
Yeah.